XRP just had a major update, and Michael Saylor surprised everyone again with an unexpected move.
What did you do last week with the Treasury operations? You were able to generate a Bitcoin yield of 2.55%, or over almost 10,000 Bitcoin to shareholders using an arbitrage. Can you explain? Will I be able to understand this if you explain this?
We sold $1.5 billion worth of stock, backed by $500 million worth of Bitcoin. We bought back $1.5 billion of Bitcoin. We captured nearly $1 billion gain in the arbitrage. That we can do with equity day by day. When we do it with debt, we issue $3 billion of debt that's backed by $600 million of Bitcoin that comes due in 5 years. We pay 0% interest.
Michael Saylor made another major announcement. MicroStrategy is targeting up to $2 billion in capital through a public offering. What caught everyone off guard was the introduction of perpetual preferred stock set to launch in the first quarter of 2025.
We double or we quadruple the investment because we're buying an asset which is appreciating faster than the S&P.
What you told me was that it's 55% premium over conversion, but a zero coupon. Is that the same?
That was a zero coupon 55. And you can do that because Bitcoin is high vol, and the companies that have Bitcoin on their balance sheet have even higher volatility. So Mara is a great example. 2 weeks ago, they did $1 billion convert, zero coupon to buy Bitcoin. This week, they're back in the market doing another $1 billion convert, zero coupon to buy Bitcoin. You can rinse and repeat that frequently.
Now, this isn't typical. Usually, preferred stocks have a fixed end date, much like a bond, where the original capital gets returned to shareholders. But in this case, the stock is perpetual, meaning the initial capital invested won't be returned. So it'll be interesting to see how MicroStrategy navigates this to raise money without overextending themselves. There's been a lot of speculation on how this perpetual stock offering will work, especially since it provides a fixed dividend to buyers and gives options to convert to Class A common stock. It even allows MicroStrategy the option to buy back the shares. Essentially, this move could help Saylor raise more funds to purchase Bitcoin without diluting the share value too much. If they issue too many shares, shareholder value decreases. But if the company's value rises, those shares might gain more value over time. It's a strategic tool, and it'll be fascinating to watch it play out. This move is having an impact on the market, particularly the crypto market, though MicroStrategy stock itself wasn't dramatically affected. The stock was up 133% today, and after hours, it only dipped slightly by 0.12%. Meanwhile, mining stocks had a strong day as well. On another front, the CEO of Ripple made some headlines today, celebrating the beginning of the 119th Congress, which is being called the most pro-crypto Congress in U.S. history. He expressed excitement about the momentum in the industry, saying the journey is just starting.
I mean, I think that we've already seen a pretty big move in currencies with the dollar strengthening and other currencies weakening. And they're going to continue to cut overseas. The ECB at their last meeting, President Lagarde mentioned that they had the 6th straight meeting of their forecast meeting their inflation forecast, inflation meeting their inflation forecast. So that was actually a good thing versus for the Fed, inflation isn't really behaving as they're forecasting. So they're going to continue to cut. And, you know, historically growth improves 9 months after rate cuts start. So we could see a rebound in growth overseas mid-year. And so that could be a positive for them.
Okay. We've been spending a lot of time talking about the dollar and these trade-offs. And one of the interesting parts about it is it seems to run contrary to what many in Trump's inner circle of economists are hoping for, Mike, which is lower dollar and something like higher crypto prices. I still haven't been able to quite figure out what kind of economic plan we're building around crypto, but it seems that it's a big part of it. Right now, it seems like what I hear from the economic side of the Trump 2.0 team is Doge cutting government jobs and excess as they see it, and then some form of crypto stuff. So what's the next step here on that?
Well, look, I think the Doge is going to be really interesting to watch. That's the Department of Government Efficiency. That's the sort of non-government entity that Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are going to be running. they don't have any power to do anything except make recommendations. And I think they're going to make lots of sweeping recommendations for cuts. But keep in mind that it's members of Congress who have these things in their districts that their constituents like, that they're going to be potentially suggesting to be cut. And I think that's where the tension is really going to rise.
There's a lot of anticipation around what laws or changes this Congress will introduce, especially with only 16 days left until Trump is sworn in. Many are calling this the most pro-crypto government the U.S. has ever seen, and possibly one of the most crypto-friendly globally. Though some argue countries like El Salvador or the UAE might still be ahead. The 119th U.S. Congress has officially been sworn in, not without a few tense moments and some controversy. For the first time in 6 years, Republicans hold the majority in both chambers. In a key moment, Trump-backed Mike Johnson was re-elected as Speaker of the House with a close 215 vote. This development has drawn attention from various sectors, including the cryptocurrency community. Ripple's CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, was quick to express his enthusiasm for the new administration, even before Donald Trump's upcoming inauguration. On January 3, 2025, Garlinghouse tweeted, "Today, here in the U.S., we welcome the 119th Congress, better known as the most pro-crypto Congress in history. The journey is just beginning, but you can't deny the energy and excitement already building across the industry. Let's get to work." After the elections in November, Garlinghouse had already pointed out that Trump's victory was a boost for U.S.-based crypto projects, which had faced pressure during the Biden administration, particularly from the SEC. This was reflected in the rising value of cryptocurrencies like XRP and ADA. Rumors also began to circulate that Garlinghouse and Charles Hoskinson, founder of IOG, had met with Trump's team to discuss crypto regulations. Although Garlinghouse hasn't confirmed these reports, he's been vocal in praising the incoming administration, especially the Republican-controlled Congress, calling it the most pro-crypto in history.
Imperiling $8 billion of customer assets, much of it beyond the reach of U.S. regulators.
There were crimes there. There was fraud there.
I view that as not dissimilar than if we say Bernie Madoff went to jail, that doesn't make every hedge fund manager a criminal.
Of course.
There's a lot of good actors in crypto.
Ripple's CEO says his company employs 900 people and has been working with regulated financial institutions to create a faster and cheaper way for people to send money overseas. XRP is the digital currency it uses to do that. But Ripple also sold the digital currency XRP to investors, and XRP now trades on exchanges where people can buy or sell it in the hope of making a profit.
So the SEC sued your company in December of 2020. That was the tail end of the Trump administration. Why?
Well, their allegation was that Ripple in our sales of XRP represented the sale of an unregistered security.
A security like a stock or another asset class.
Correct.
Garlinghouse says Ripple has spent over $150 million fighting the SEC in court, arguing that the digital currency XRP shouldn't be subject to the agency's registration and disclosure requirements, as if it were a stock offering.
I went to Harvard Business School. I think I'm reasonably intelligent about something like what is a security. So never once had I considered the possibility that, okay, maybe XRP is a security.
For the XRP community, all eyes are on the SEC. Ripple and the SEC have been locked in a legal battle for 4 years, and under Gary Gensler's leadership, there seemed to be no end in sight. However, with Gensler set to depart soon and Trump expected to appoint a pro-crypto chair for the SEC, there is growing optimism for a quicker and potentially favorable resolution to the case. This optimism is shared by Elon Musk, who, alongside Garlinghouse, has been critical of the SEC. Musk has had his own run-ins with the agency and recently referred to it as a weaponized institution doing political dirty work. His remarks came shortly after a Fifth Circuit court ruling that rebuked the SEC for exceeding its authority when it approved Nasdaq's diversity quota policy for corporate boards. While this ruling was focused on the stock market, it's seen as significant for the crypto industry, reinforcing Ripple's argument that the SEC is overreaching with its regulation by enforcement approach. Ripple's legal battle has been a focal point in the crypto space since it began in 2020. Last year's partial court victory, where XRP was declared not to be a security when sold to the public, was a major step forward. However, the case remains unresolved, and its final outcome will have wide-reaching effects on XRP and the entire cryptocurrency market. Meanwhile, the alliance between Musk and Garlinghouse is important as Ripple continues to grow internationally. Despite regulatory hurdles in the US that have hampered XRP's progress over the past 7 years, the cryptocurrency has seen substantial gains, especially following Trump's election. The hope for more crypto-friendly policies has ignited optimism for XRP's future. There are many, however, who feel that Elon Musk is not the right person to hold such a weighty governmental position.
That they didn't fight and earn, then you made a bad deal. And there's one thing we know about Trump. Trump likes to make deals. He doesn't like to make bad deals.
Yeah. No, he doesn't. I got to get to this issue very quickly. Retired Lieutenant General Russell Honore warning that Elon Musk's influence in government poses national security risks. In a recent op-ed, the retired general says that Musk's business dealings with China actually poses a threat. I mean, what do you say to that, General?
Russ is an old friend and a great guy, but just because you're retired and a general doesn't mean you have good advice. The reality is lots of people are doing deals with China. It's, are you corrupt? That's the question. Joe Biden was doing deals with China. He was corrupt. There's two things that make me optimistic. One is all of Trump's dealings with Trump have been enormously transparent, which I think is very healthy. That when they agree and disagree on things, they say it in public so we know what they're talking about. The other thing is, in the end, the American people got Donald Trump elected president. He borrowed millions of voters to win that. If he's going to keep them, he has to deliver for the American people, not Elon Musk. So I don't think the Musk-Trump relationship or Musk's role in government is going to be a problem at all, ever.
In recent months, XRP's value has surged dramatically, more than tripling in price and reaching $2.61. Its market cap has also shot up, climbing from $106 billion to $160 billion in just a month, signaling growing interest and potential for further expansion in the crypto space. Brad Garlinghouse has also shared his enthusiasm for what lies ahead in 2025. Excited for the year ahead, momentum and increased focus on real-world utility continues to build, he posted on social media today. Looking back, 2024 was a landmark year for Ripple. Even amid its ongoing legal battle with the SEC, Ripple made significant strides throughout the year, starting in February when the company announced its acquisition of Standard Custody, securing a highly sought-after U.S. charter. Then in April, Ripple ventured into the stablecoin market with ambitions to compete with dominant players like Tether and Circle. Perhaps one of the most noteworthy moments came in November when SEC Chair Gary Gensler, known for his tough stance on the crypto industry, announced his resignation, an event celebrated by Ripple and much of the crypto community. XRP, the token closely associated with Ripple, grabbed attention in December when its price surged, propelling Ripple co-founder Chris Larson's net worth by more than $6 billion in the fourth quarter alone. Ripple also officially launched the RLUSD stablecoin that month. Following months of anticipation, the Ripple-affiliated XRP token has now overtaken USDT Tether in market capitalization, with XRP's market cap reaching $137 billion after a strong rally on the first day of 2025. As previously reported, XRP's gains have mirrored those of Stellar and XLM, with both tokens seeing significant growth. Looking ahead, 2025 seems promising for XRP, especially with potential catalysts like the approval of spot ETFs and a regulatory environment that is becoming more favorable to the crypto industry. Ripple appears well-positioned to continue building on its recent successes.
And as you know well, one of the biggest problems the crypto industry has had isn't the idea there's too much regulation. It's just the regulation's not even clear. We're trying to apply laws from literally 1946, a famous Supreme Court case called the Howey test, to we're trying to apply that to a digital asset industry that's been developed in the last 10, 15, 20 years. And so it just doesn't fit. And I think as we bring this new, really the Trump cabinet to bear, getting those clear rules, which we've been asking for under the Biden administration for years, I think we're finally going to get that clarity, which will help the U.S. lead again. And I think, Trump talks about making America great again. I think he's going to make crypto great again in the United States.
Nice.
In South Korea's bustling cryptocurrency market, XRP has taken center stage, even surpassing Bitcoin in trading volume. On popular exchanges like Upbit and Bithumb, XRP's performance against the Korean won has been remarkable, with trading volumes exceeding $800 million in a single day. At Upbit, XRP alone saw $600 million worth of trades, while Bithumb recorded over $200 million. By comparison, Bitcoin's trading volume was less than half of XRP's on these platforms. Other cryptocurrencies like Dogecoin and Ethereum seemed almost sidelined, with their volumes barely reaching a tenth of XRP's. High trading volumes like these aren't just numbers. They often signal the possibility of significant price movements. Whether XRP breaks through a resistance level or faces a downturn, the increased volume can be a key indicator of upcoming market shifts. South Korean traders, known for their enthusiasm for dramatic rallies, might be driving this surge in XRP's activity, especially when local political developments impact the market. XRP has become the token to watch in South Korea, where its price movements are often influenced by the latest political news. This surge in interest could mean greater volatility or even a breakout for XRP in the near future. Meanwhile, on the global stage, cryptocurrency is making waves in other ways. Just a few weeks ago, Donald Trump expressed strong support for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general, amid speculation that Russia might initiate a Bitcoin Cold War. The price of Bitcoin has soared past $100,000, partly fueled by Trump's election victory in November. In fact, a Wall Street CEO recently admitted to experiencing Bitcoin FOMO, fear of missing out, as prices surged. Adding to the excitement, a billionaire recently warned of an impending debt crisis that could destabilize the US dollar. In response, Trump confirmed plans to establish a US Bitcoin strategic reserve, potentially positioning Bitcoin as a key asset for the country's financial future. Trump stated, "We're going to do something great with crypto because we don't want China or anybody else. But others are embracing it, and we want to be ahead," during an interview with CNBC.
I mean, they're putting billions of dollars into crypto, into, kind of digital technologies. And if we don't do it as America, we're going to be left behind. And he wants to make America the crypto capital of the world. He's been very, very clear with that. And I applaud that. I mean, listen, right now, if you live in America, you want to go out and get a home loan, it takes you 90 days. How the hell does it take you 90 days to get a home loan? By then, by the way, the house is already sold. Your dream is gone. Zero chance you're getting it. Why does it? I mean, there is nothing on blockchain that can't be done better, faster, substantially cheaper, not pushing paper. I mean, the banking system that we have around the world, the modern banking system, is antiquated. It's antiquated, and it's just a matter of time before really crypto not only catches up, but just really leaps ahead. And so we're incredibly excited on a lot of fronts, and I think America will be the crypto capital of the world, and I fully support it. My father fully supports it. Our family, is fully embracing it. We believe in DeFi. We believe in CeFi. We believe that's the way of the future, and again, America, better lead the way. Otherwise, we're going to leave a lot behind.
So all of this also comes back to regulation as well. And one thing your father has spoken about is incorporating new legislation, even deregulation in the crypto space to really accelerate and move this forward. What does that look like?
Yeah. It looks like it's transparent. That's what it is. The people in the crypto industry are frustrated that no one's ever put together a sensible plan as to how to regulate an industry. They're fine with regulation.
In July, as a Republican candidate, Trump had already promised to create a national Bitcoin reserve, predicting that Bitcoin could surpass gold's $16 trillion market capitalization. Supporting this idea, Republican Senator Cynthia Lummis introduced the Bitcoin Act, which proposes the U.S. purchase 1 million Bitcoins over 5 years to help reduce the national debt. Russia has also shown interest in establishing a Bitcoin reserve, with lawmakers pushing the idea after President Vladimir Putin praised Bitcoin as an alternative to foreign currency reserves, following Western sanctions related to the Ukraine invasion. With these bold moves, Trump's Bitcoin plans have generated excitement among investors and traders. Some are predicting even greater price increases, with Perry Ann Boring, founder of the Digital Chamber, suggesting the sky is the limit because Bitcoin has a fixed supply. According to her, Bitcoin could reach over $800,000 by the end of next year, which would push its market capitalization to around $15 trillion, a massive leap from its current $2 trillion. How do you think the future of XRP looks? Let us know in the comments.